Hello, everybody. This is Sean of the Perspirers of Insanity, and I'm making a video because I'm bored. That's really all there is to it. I'm bored right now. I have nothing to edit. Zen and them are going to be doing something tomorrow, but as the meantime, I don't have anything going on, so I decided, hey, why not? I'll make a little video about whatever the heck's on my mind. In fact, I may actually start doing this regularly. I might not always post them on this channel, though. I might post them on my other channel if you guys are curious about any of them and you want to continue seeing some of the stuff. I'll start putting them on my channel. I put a link in the description below. But I don't have a schedule I'm going to stick to these with. It's probably just going to be me speaking about whatever I want to talk about whenever I make them. So take with that information what you will. I want to apologize right now for the mic if it doesn't sound all that well, because basically what I have set up right now in terms of a mic is I have an Xbox 360 controller plugged into my computer, the ones you can buy for the PC, and you can also use them in the 360 because they're handy that way. It's not the best mic in the world, but it's also not the worst mic in the world ever. It gets the job done. Yeah, basically, so that's what's going on with the mic. Maybe later down the road I'll get a better mic. I kind of want to anyway for other random things that I might want to do. I don't know, doing voices and reading stories or something like that. I don't know. I'll see when it comes to that. But anyway, my first video I thought, since everybody loves us talking about the pony stuff, and I love it too, I thought I'd make a pony let's talk video, basically. And I decided, what should I talk about? And, I know I'm a little bit late to the party on this, because everyone and their mother has basically voiced their opinions on the whole situation, but, I thought that I would give my opinion of the whole thing that's been going on, with Season 3 and the finale. Yeah, really late to the party, but oh well. The whole Alicorn Twilight thing. Now, many people have varied opinions about this. Some people think it's absolutely fine with what they did for the season finale and having Twilight become an Alicorn. Other people absolutely hate it and think it was terrible, terrible, terrible writing, and all it was an attempt for Hasbro to push this Alicorn Twilight toy that they had and incorporate it into the series, which I actually don't disagree on the part that Hasbro had a hand in this. I don't completely disagree with that because I think that's very possible that they had their hands in this episode somehow. Now, that being said, one could say that simply because of this, the episode is bad. I'm not in that boat, to be perfectly honest with you. I think I should best explain how I got to this point, how my opinion is. When I first heard news about this whole Twilight becoming an Alicorn thing, I believe I found out about it on, what was it, Equestria Daily. No, actually, that's not true. The first remnants I remember hearing about this whole Twilight becoming an Alicorn thing was posted, I believe, on My Little Brony, which if you guys don't know is, we probably do know. It's a little subsection of, I believe, Meme Base or the Cheeseburger Network, something like that, and it's got its own section. And there was this long post put up that was apparently a person that had worked on the show was posting all this info, saying how Hasbro's messing with the show, they're doing all this crazy stuff, Twilight was going to become an Alicorn, and they were getting rid of Derpy and all of this, and, when this info first came out, everybody's like, oh, don't even believe any of this. We have no idea who this person is. Don't believe a second of it. And, it turns out that the whole Twilight Alicorn thing was true. The whole Derpy thing, though, that was disproven. And it actually kind of surprised me. If you go back and watch the MLP Welcome to the Herd panel, Anime St. Louis, I was actually really surprised that so many people honestly thought that the whole Derpy going bye-bye thing was still in effect. And I was kind of stunned by that because if you watch The Magical Mystery Cure, the last episode of season 3, I mean, I don't want to sound dumb, but I don't want. Basically, it's it's the last episode. Obviously, I just wanted to reinforce that in case people didn't know, which is stupid. But anyway, I'm being dumb. I'm sorry. Yeah, Derpy's in the background. Derpy is there. If you look, you can see that she is right there. So I don't know if it's just a case of people not noticing her in the background, but trust me, she's there, guys. Hasbro hasn't gotten rid of Derpy. She's still in the show. And the thing is, even if she wasn't in the show from here on out, yeah, it would suck. But the thing is that she's in all other forms of this brand's media. She's in the comics, she's in toy form. I mean, it's not like Hasbro just completely cut her out. She's still there. She's still even in the show. So I found that very bizarre. But, anyway, when I first heard about the whole Twilight thing, that's where I first heard about it. And of course, like a lot of other people, I immediately shot that down and I was like, oh, please, that is not going to happen. Don't believe a minute of this. And then, a while goes on, a little time passes. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Time passes. And then I hear on Equestria Daily that images of an Alicorn Twilight keep popping up as a part of Hasbro's official advertising. And my immediate reaction was,
no, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Basically, I had the same opinion of this that a few other people had. I came at it from the whole, this is terrible, this is stupid, this is not going to work, they should not do this angle from the beginning when I first heard about it. I was on that same boat with a lot of other people. But the thing is, as time went on, and I had more time to think about the whole Alicorn Twilight thing, I honestly started running this all through my head, and I basically asked myself, why do you have a big problem with it? Like, what's so bad about this happening? And I kind of thought through all the possibilities and why they would do this and how they would do it, and I came up with the same answer every time, which is, you've really got no reason to worry about this. This really actually isn't a bad thing that they're doing. Yeah, I've come to my standpoint now that even after the episode has happened, the episode actually just reinforced my opinion of how I think that this actually wasn't a bad idea and is actually a good thing. Now, I'll just say right now, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with this. In fact, I'm going to go into a little bit more in-depth as to why I don't hate this idea. Basically, okay, I should say that Zen doesn't share my opinion of this, and he still thinks it was a bad idea. And he has his numerous reasons why he doesn't, and he's free to have those opinions, but one of the big reasons that he says that he doesn't like this was that he personally feels that in order for someone to become an Alicorn, they need to be born that way. In fact, I think a few other people come at it from this standpoint, too, that they feel that one needs to be born an Alicorn and able to become one. And I gotta be honest, to me, that just seems really
boring!
Yes. Thank you, Pinky. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, but to me, that whole way of thinking that in order to become an Alicorn, you have to be born that way, to me, that just, I don't know, it doesn't really completely click with me. And what they did here in Magical Mystery Cure, I think is a much, much better idea. it's a lot more creative, it's a lot more inventive, and there's symbolism behind it.
Symbolism! What was that? Well, anyway.
That's the main reason why I don't have a problem with this. Is because you can take from Twilight becoming an Alicorn and take it as a symbolic nature, and that's what one of the main things I love about it. Let me explain my whole position. For me, the concept of an individual person, or pony in this case, is Twilight or Unicorn, is she continues to hone her skills and practice and train and try and get better at what she loves, which is magic. She continues to study and practice her magic. And through her perseverance, that training and all of that hard work pays off in a way that she never could have thought possible. And that is a very good message for kids, that if you keep at it, if you do the best that you possibly can and put all your hard work into becoming what you want, there is a very good possibility that somewhere down the road, somewhere in your future, you could become what you wanted to. If you continue to train and or practice and do whatever it is that you love, you could get a career or become something that you wanted to in the future. Basically, get a good career. Like if you wanted to be a rocket scientist, you'd have to train hard and it'd be hard work. But if you tried it and put all your effort into it, you could become a rocket scientist in the future. You could also not, but the point is that if there's a possibility there. If you don't try, then there's no possibility of it happening. No one's going to come up to you and go, hey, I know you don't know anything about rocket science, but you want to become a rocket scientist? That's just not going to happen. But if you train, or in this case, research and learn, there is a very good possibility that you could become one in the future. And to me, Twilight becoming an Alicorn, sprouting wings, her basically becoming something that she wasn't before, it's symbolic. And I think it's a good symbol. Now, another way to look at this is a similar sense, but this is more in context of the show and why I like the idea. Which is, and this is going to be a very weird example for me, because those of you that know me or know anything about me from what you've seen Jake and Friends, I'm not a big religious guy. If you're religious, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that, as long as you don't use your religion to belittle people and speak ill about them because your book happens to have a passage about them, like basically using religion against things like gay marriage or equal rights. I can't stand stuff like that. Basically, if you're religious, that's perfectly fine. I don't believe in religion myself, but I have no problem with people believing it, but please, keep it to yourself. That's all I really ask, is just keep it, believe what you want to believe, and I'll have my non-beliefs. That's all I ask. But anyway, I'm coming at this from a somewhat religious standpoint, which is enlightenment. Basically, it's the same basic idea as I explained previous as to why I like the Alicorn Twilight thing, which is an individual pony, Twilight, honed her skills and, went and did the best she could to become better at what she loved, which is magic. And she trained and she, put hard work into it. And as you can see, that's another thing, is if you watch from Season 1 to Season 3, you can see Twilight grow as not only a character, but with her power, her ability to use magic. She grows tremendously from Season 1 to Season 3. And I would have had a problem with this if it wasn't for the fact that they showed that. If they never showed her becoming better at magic, or they had her become Twilight, had her become an Alicorn in Season 2, then I would have had a massive problem with it, because there's no growth there. There's no there's no building the character. I was looking for a word, but I can't think of it. It's a term used. Whatever. Screw it. But anyway, if they wouldn't have showed that, I would have hated it. And this came right the hell out of nowhere, and this makes no sense. But with the way they did it, it makes all the sense in the world. She has grown. She is not the same character that we saw in Season 1. She has grown greatly. And with the whole enlightenment thing, the way I look at the show's interpretation of the way they did this is through her hard work, she has become something new and has risen to a higher plane of existence. Because let's be honest, the Alicorns in this show, whether it be Celestia, Luna, or Cadence, they're gods. I mean, there's no denying that. Celestia and Luna especially, they're gods. Celestia raises and lowers the sun, and Luna raises and lowers the moon. That's something a god does. I mean, let's be perfectly honest there. And now, Twilight, through her hard work and her training and her research, has risen to a higher plane of existence and has become an Alicorn and, in essence, kind of a almost godlike figure to a degree. She's still got to learn how to control those powers, so she's not completely in a godlike form yet, but she can learn. She needs to learn. And that's another thing is what I think would be good for the upcoming seasons, is her being able to learn how to use her powers effectively and keep it in check. I think that's a genius way to go for Season 4, in my opinion, and the seasons beyond that. But yes, that's how I look at it. It's a state of enlightenment. I'm sorry, I must be tired or more tired than I thought. Rising to a higher plane of existence. That's why I like it, because just a unicorn who, for the most part, wasn't really anything special about her. I mean, she wasn't Celestia's daughter. She wasn't Luna's daughter. She was just a unicorn. She was just Twilight Sparkle. But because of her hard work and her dedication, she is now something much, much grander. And I think that's a very powerful message there, and why I think it's something that's much more interesting than you have to be born an Alicorn in order to be one. This is a better idea, in my opinion. Far, far better. And I respect the writers for going this route. You know, many people could have just looked at this as, oh, well, this episode's happening because Hasbro has a toy that they want to market, which, like I said, I have no doubt that that's where Hasbro was going with it. But you know what? I think it says something about the writers of this show that can take something so negative and stupid, such as Hasbro's trying to market a toy, and write it in such a way that it makes sense, it's clever, and it works. Did I say it works already? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit out of it. But, you know, it works, is the main point. It makes sense. And it's a strong message that even the kids can learn from. That's why I enjoy it. And another thing with the whole enlightenment thing is when Twilight gets blasted with the elements of harmony, which, by the way, how many of you, when you saw this, thought the same exact thing that me and Zen did? Oh my god. They killed her. No, but seriously, that's what me and Zen was like, oh my god, they just blasted Twilight. Oh shit, we killed our friend. That was pretty hilarious. But yeah, that area that Twilight goes to, which I want to know what that place is. What is that place? Is that another plane of existence that only Celestia and Luna and other Alicorns can go to? Because that would make sense. Because like I said, they're basically gods. But I remember when that scene happened and me and Zen were watching it together, our jaws just kind of dropped and went, where is she? What is this place? Another thing that holds credence to the whole kind of religious subtext there, in kind of a sense, which is this is another plane of existence that Twilight has entered into. I don't know, guys. I seriously think that this was a good move on the writer's part. I think it's a cool idea. It's an interesting angle to take with the character. However, I will say this right now to the writers. I love you guys. I love you to death. I continue to watch the show, and even if almost anything happened, but give me an episode where Rainbow and Twilight fly together. Please give me that. Just give me that one thing. You hinted at it the last episode, which is a new flying buddy. Give me that episode. I want to see Rainbow and Twilight fly together. I want to see them get into races. I want to see Twilight learn tricks. I want to see Twilight fall in love with flying in the sky, and also at the same time have Rainbow Dash thankful that she gets another flying buddy that she can hang out with. I think that's a genius idea for an episode. I love that. Yeah, but just give me that one thing, please, Hasbro. Just that one thing. That's all I'm asking for. Anyway, yeah. So, I know a lot of people have opinions about this, but I hope that, maybe not that my opinion has changed anybody, but maybe it's made you look at it from a different point of view, hopefully. Or not, I don't know. I'm just speaking my mind. I know some people had other problems with Season 3, which I'll admit Season 3 wasn't the best season yet. Season 2 is so far the best. But, I know what I can tackle. The Discord episode, Keep Calm and Flutter On. I know there's some people that watched that episode and kind of came away with this feeling of, Discord is reformed? What? Like, no. Why is Discord reformed? That doesn't make sense, and that would never happen. Which, I'll say I liked the episode. I really did. I did really enjoy the episode. I thought it was funny. And, that video that we put up, which was, Eat Any Good Books Lately, believe it or not, that wasn't my joke. I'll say that right now. That joke wasn't mine. That was Zen's joke. So for all the people that thumbs up that video, and a lot of people really liked that video, which it's a funny, I think it's a funny joke. So yeah, all the credit in the world goes to him. You'd think that I would be the one, because it seems like in the episode I was making, in the actual Jake and Friends Discord episode, I was making all the Star Trek jokes. No, that was him. So credit to him on that one. But yeah, with the whole Discord episode and him being reformed, I know there's a lot of people that really didn't like that. And I liked the episode, but I can understand why people didn't like that whole angle. Let me try and defend it a little bit, just a tiny, tiny bit. I get the sense that the writers wanted to give the fan base another little gift, which is, the fans really love Discord. They love John Delancey, because John Delancey is an awesome guy. And they want to, see Discord come back. And I kind of get this sense that the writers almost kind of wrote themselves into a corner with the first two Discord episodes, especially the ending of the second part, which was, okay, the main six put the elements of harmony together and turned them to stone. And then when they got to the point where all the fans want to see Discord again, I kind of get the sense that they went, oh, well, fuck. How are we going to bring him back and have it make sense? And I kind of get the sense that they're like, oh, man, what are we going to do? And to their credit, they came up with the best possible thing that they could think of, which is, okay, well, Celestia brings the Statue of Discord to the main six and basically tasks them with reforming him, which actually makes a lot of sense. Because after the episode happened and Discord gets reformed, in quotations, I put those up, I thought, oh, Jesus, can you imagine the power that Celestia has at her hands now? Not only does she have the power to raise and lower the sun, her sister can raise and lower the moon, but now she has Discord, a being that can basically manipulate time and space and turn anything he wants into anything else. Like, if there was an army that was going to try and step to Celestia, I feel bad for the army that would try and step to her, because they'd be squashed in an instant. Which, by the way, I'm kind of surprised that now maybe there is a fan fiction out there like this, but I'm surprised that I haven't seen a fan fiction dealing with the idea of Celestia going not really mad, but going tyrannical and using her powers that she has, especially Discord, and going and using it for evil purposes, and having Twilight battle with herself to basically think, oh, what should I do? Should I stand up to the princess, or should I follow her because she is the princess? Or another fan fiction where the reason Discord, quote-unquote, reformed is because he wanted to get closer to Celestia and Luna in the castle, so that way he could take over from the inside out. Has no one thought of this yet? I can't be the only one who's thought of this. I think it's a pretty damn good idea. Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, I like to get sidetracked. Yeah, with the whole Discord being reformed thing, I think that's the best way the writers could have come about it. Was like, well, the fans love Discord, and we want to give them more Discord, but there's really no other way of doing it than this, which is, like I said, Celestia breaking them the statue and tasking them to reform him. Which in the end, of course, Discord had to be reformed. It had to come to some realization, oh, I've been a big dick this whole time. Maybe I should go a different route, and maybe I should try and not be so harsh on people. Or ponies, That's probably the best they could have done. Wanting to satisfy the fans' need for more Discord, but that's the only way they probably could have done it. Now, people would argue, well, they could have just brought him back in the same way they did before. Yeah, but that kind of would have been rehashing the same idea. So, take with that what you will. That's my 2 cents on it. I think for what it was, the episode wasn't that bad. I kind of think that it should have been a two-parter, but, seeing as how it wasn't a season finale, that wasn't going to happen anytime soon. So, yeah, I think they probably did the best they could with that, too. And I do enjoy the episode. Now, the last thing that I want to touch upon is, something that I see getting a lot of attention now within the fan base, especially with when we went to Anime St. Louis and we went to the Pony panels. Both panels brought up the whole exact same topic, and I saw that the main reaction that both panels had was pretty much the same exact thing on the matter, which was pretty much disgust and hatred for, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about now, it's the Hasbro spin-off show that they're planning on doing called Equestria Girls. Which, okay, I understand why some people may be apprehensive about this show. Because it does, to a degree, kind of seem like Hasbro's taking the buzz of the show and the positive feedback of it, and basically trying to get more money off of it by doing a spin-off show. It's like, okay, well, we have one show, how about we have two? Which I can understand that, I guess. And I can, like I said, I can also understand why some people are very hesitant about it, because this kind of thing that Hasbro is doing definitely is one of those things where it's like, oh man, this could fail miserably. This could be the worst thing ever. But at the same time, you never know. This could actually turn out to be not that bad. I mean, keep in mind, guys, keep in mind that this show, with this show, I mean, when you first became a brony, and if you're a guy, because I know, it's a little bit more okay for girls to watch the show, because, I mean, it's targeted more to, let's be honest, let's be fair, it's targeted toward a more female demographic. But for guys that went in and to watch the original show, Friendship is Magic, you first went into this with a kind of, oh man, this is gonna suck kind of attitude. I know I did. Maybe that's just me, but I kind of went into. Actually, when I first started watching the show, I came into it wanting to make fun of the show because I saw it was a popular Know Your Meme, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" I'll watch an episode and I'll rip it. But then I watched it and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever!" Which, yeah, I'd add on top great shows of recent time. Yeah, I'll say that. But along with Adventure Time. But that being said, um, I don't. I understand people being apprehensive about it, but I don't understand people immediately shooting down the show simply because, oh my god, the pony characters are humanized, it's going to be terrible simply because of that. I look at it and go, this has the potential to possibly be good. Yeah, it also has the potential possibility to be bad, yeah, but the show's not out yet, so we really can't judge on it yet. I mean, all we really have so far is images of what the characters look like. I can assume, based on how they're dressed, that they're in school, which I never fully understood the whole age within the Friendship is Magic show. I'll be honest, because we have Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, and Apple Bloom who are in kindergarten. Okay, that's fine. But some people like to look at the main six as being somewhere in their teens, early teens, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because, I mean, I know it's a cartoon and everything, but how many teenagers do you know that have their own farm? Well, okay, to be fair, it's not Applejack's farm, but you get what I'm saying. They tend on their own farm. Fluttershy has her own house. She doesn't live with anyone else. She doesn't have parents. She lives by herself tending to animals. Rarity owns her own boutique. Rainbow Dash has a job working for the weather team. And Pinkie Pie works at a bakery. Am I leaving anyone out? Oh, Twilight. Well, Twilight's an apprentice to the princess, which, no, even that one doesn't completely work in terms of the age. So all of these characters, really, it doesn't make a lot of sense with them being early teenagers, because clearly they're of the more adultish kind of age if they can do this, because we never see them at any form of other school. In fact, the only school that we've seen in the show is kind of the early weather team school, the Young Flyer. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of people calling me stupid, but where Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy went, the Young Flyers school or something like that. I'm gonna get people calling me an idiot because I can't remember off the top of my head if it has a specific name. But yeah, they went there. But apart from that and the kindergarten, there's no other school that they go to or anything. So I like to say that they're kind of a more somewhat adultish age. But anyway, yeah, so all we know about the show is they're like humanized versions, kind of the characters. Twilight has her wings, which makes sense, kind of. Spike is a dog, which, given his name, makes a lot of sense, because fun fact, I actually used to have a pit bull named Spike. Sadly, he's no longer with us, but yeah, it's a little bit interesting fact. I used to have a dog named Spike. Yay! So really, that's really all we know, is that it takes place in a school-like environment, judging from some early some early pictures I think that we saw. They're humanized versions of the characters, obviously, and Spike's a dog. That's really all we know about this show, guys. I think it's way too early to jump in and completely bash the show simply because it's something different. I mean, let's be honest. Friendship is Magic is different greatly from the show before. I mean, and trust me, I know. Me, Zen, and Jake sat down and watched Generation 3. It's vastly different. And good because of that. So, I don't like the idea of knocking it simply because it's different. Because Friendship is Magic was different, and I went into it kind of thinking, oh, this is going to suck, and then I walked out going, I was completely wrong about that. And I thought the same thing about Adventure Time. Funny enough, I thought the same thing about Adventure Time when I first saw it. I was like, that show's going to be stupid, it's dumb, I don't like the animation. Then after watching a few episodes, I go, oh my god, this show is doing things that no other cartoon really is doing right now. And there's some episodes that I watch and I go, this is a kid's show? What the hell? In a good way. Which, it's pushing what cartoons can do. So yeah, don't knock it simply because it looks different. I'd say wait till the show comes out, watch a few episodes, and if it's not your thing and you don't like it, then you can go ahead and not like it. I mean, that seems like the most reasonable thing in the world, right? Um, I mean, and here's the thing: the fact that people are getting mad over it, I don't really get. Because Hasbro has already kind of announced that, didn't they say that there's going to be a Friendship is Magic made-for-TV movie? Which I'm kind of excited about. That sounds awesome. And yes, just for people asking, if they released a Friendship is Magic movie in theaters, which I don't ever see happening, but if they did, you bet your ass I'd buy a ticket and I'd be planted right in that seat watching. I wouldn't give a fuck what people have said. I would go and watch the shit out of that. But yeah, I have a made-for-TV movie coming out. There's season 4 is going to happen, and with the new show, it's a possible thing that people might like. I mean, the thing is, if the show turns out to be garbage, who cares? The fact of the matter is that it's not going to affect Friendship is Magic. It's a completely different show. It's a spin-off. That's why it happens. That's why it exists. I mean, it's like Doctor Who and Torchwood. Now I don't watch Torchwood. I don't think I really ever have because I had no interest. But to my knowledge, Torchwood and Doctor Who don't really have a lot of interlinking things. I'm probably gonna have people coming at me and go, "Oh no, it does interlink because I saw Torchwood and this happened." So I could be wrong, but I don't see something from one show going and affecting the other. And it doesn't even make a lot of sense because it's a completely different universe. I mean, the Ponies in Equestria Girls are anthropomorphic to a degree, and it's a completely different universe. So I don't see one thing one show does happening with another unless it's some really bizarre episode where they cross worlds and meet. That'd be weird. I'll admit that would be bizarre. Yeah, but I don't see either show affecting one another. Well, okay, I don't want to say that because I do. What happens in Friendship is Magic could possibly affect the spin-off show, but I don't see the spin-off show affecting Friendship is Magic. The thing is, I don't think you guys got really anything to worry about. I mean, if the show sucks, it sucks, and that's the end of the story. I will admit, I don't understand the whole legal thing with the name Equestria Girls. Because it's very clear that the name Equestria Girls came from Katy Perry's original song, California Girls, which is a song I hate. I don't really like Katy Perry either. But anyway, it's obviously connected to that singer and that song. Because Equestria Girls was a parody of that song, and I don't exactly understand how they're able to do that. I mean, sometimes legal things confuse the hell out of me, because sometimes things happen where I go, yeah, I don't see how that happens. And sometimes it baffles me to the point where I'm like, okay, that's cool that happened, but I don't understand how it's legal. Like when IDW put out that alternate cover for the second My Little Pony comic, which was Dr. Hooves with the Tom Baker scarf, and the TARDIS was a street lamp, and there was a weeping angel pony in the background. I saw that, and I went, how the fuck are they not getting in trouble with this? I mean, I understand that IDW owns the rights to Doctor Who and the My Little Pony comics, but that crossbreeding of the two must get into some kind of legal issue, shouldn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just, completely stupid when it comes to legal stuff, but I remember seeing that and going, that's amazing and awesome, but I don't understand how they're doing it without getting in trouble. I mean, I guess they couldn't go completely in that direction because the character isn't called Doctor Who. He's called Time Turner now. But anyway, I'm getting off topic again. But anyway, Equestria Girls, I'd say, give it a chance. And, if it doesn't turn out that well and it's not your thing, just stop watching. Don't watch it. I'm going to give it a chance when it comes out. I'm going to watch it. It could be good. It could be bad. You don't know. Don't judge a book by its cover. And like I said, we really don't, to my knowledge, we don't know a whole lot about the show yet. So, yeah. Basically, that's all I have to talk about, guys. Hopefully, maybe sometime in the future, I'll do another video talking about pony-related stuff, but as of right now, this is really, I think, all that I wanted to talk about, really. So yeah, in closing, give Equestria Girls a chance. It may suck, but you know what? Just give it its time. You know, it may work. It may turn out to be good. And lay off the Twilight Alicorn hate. You don't have to. I'm just saying. You know, I'm fine with Alicorn Twilight. Anyway, signing off, guys. Bye.